Send money home with no headaches. Put smiles on the faces of loved ones. It's convenient, fast and easy. Try me Jupay. Jupay has the best rates on market. We help you make the most of your money. Meet a need, send fire Jupay. Try me Jupay. Send money home with no headaches. Put smiles on the faces of loved ones. It's convenient, fast and easy. Try me Jupay. Jupay has the best rates on market. We help you make the most of your money. Meet a need, send fire Jupay. Try me Jupay.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to the Jupay Podcast Live. My name is Nathan Carr. And as promised, we are live. You are watching us on Jupay's YouTube channel. So if your friends are not watching, if your buddies are not watching, if the girls are not watching, share the link so they can all tune in and watch, because tonight we are going deep into the Otto Addo story. The last time we met and had an episode of the Jupay Podcast Live, Otto Addo was Black Stars head coach. But between yesterday and today, or between when Ghana played Germany and today, the story has changed dramatically. Head coach Otto Addo is no longer Black Stars head coach. We'll get into the story. We'll figure out what it means for the national team with about 70 days left to the World Cup. Was that a wise choice? Was it a bad choice? And then we figure out who you think should be Black Stars head coach. Lots of names have been thrown around, but who do you think should be the next Black Stars head coach? Let us know in the comment section. Let us know you are watching. Tell us what you think. Tell us even where you are watching from and whether or not you use Jupay. Jupay are the sponsors of this podcast. If you are thinking of sending money from the US, from Canada, and from the UK, the only choice you have is Jupay. It's the number one money remittance service. It's a brilliant service. You get your money's worth. Charges are really low, next to nothing, and the recipients will get their money instantly in their bank accounts or their Momo wallet. So if you are not using Jupay, get on that. Use Jupay to send money from the US, from Canada, and from the UK. You can win some amazing prizes. There are some wonderful match tickets for you to win, to go and see the Black Stars playing in June and July in the US, in Canada, and in Mexico. My name is Nathan Kwao. Many thanks for joining. I know many people are looking forward to this. We are looking forward to this as well. As I said, you can share the link all around in your WhatsApp groups and all. People should tune in. Drop in your comments. What do you make of the sacking of head coach Otto Addo from the Black Stars? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you somewhere in the middle? Let us know. And you can also let me know, or let us know, who your picks are to be the next Black Stars head coach. I've heard all kinds of names. We'll get into that conversation right here on this live episode of the Jupay Podcast Live. Let me introduce my wingman. Wingman for now. It will be wingman a little later. Coach Christopher Nimley will be joining us in a second. But my very good friend and brother, Daniel Cranting, is here. Danny K.
Nathan.
Wow, what a day.
A tire pass. Charlie. The way they've just messed up my entire night. And so after the game, they are sending in post-match reaction from Otto Addo. You are working on it. You are just when you think you are going to sleep.
Yeah.
Then we get an alert from the guys who were in Germany. They said, "Don't sleep. Something is going to happen." And I'm like, bro, I've been up since. And you can't even take a nap because that sort of message, you know that, look, it's about to be big.
Yeah.
And a couple minutes later, I was like, Otto Addo is in a meeting with so and so and so. And it's very unlikely he'll be Black Stars head coach at the end. So now quickly you have to start drafting things. Otto Addo sacked. Otto Addo, and then boom. Otto Addo is sacked. And essentially what it meant was that the post-match reactions were now useless.
Because we are dealing with an ex-Black Stars head coach.
So what he said concerning the World Cup, dead news. So wasted energy, wasted everything. But
wow,
it is big news. It's big news. And me now vex. I'm very upset with how they've gone about it.
Okay. We'll get into all of that. We'll get into all of that in a second. But if you are watching us, and I know you are watching us live on YouTube, as I said, share the link, let people see it. Tell people that the Jupay Podcast Live is on. I am on. Daniel Cranting is here, as you've heard. Coach Christopher Nimley will be joining us in a bit. So you can keep dropping your comments. We'll go through and see some of the comments that you are sending us. You can share your own reactions to the sacking of Otto Addo. Were you up when the official, announcement was made by the GFA, or you were sleeping and you woke up to see the news? Let me know where you were and what you were doing when the news filtered through to you that Otto Addo had been sacked. Now, this was after Ghana lost 2-1 to Germany in a very interesting game. Then a lot of people, I guess the story was going to be, the Black Stars played better. They lost 5-1 to Austria. This one, it was 2-1 to Germany. And I guess the stories would have been, some people would have termed it an improvement. Some people would have been upset. But I guess the response to the Austria result was not going to be the same. People were not going to react the same way, right? So I guess the switch in stories and the shift in narrative I found it really interesting, but I know how tough it can be for us journalists because you are planning shows based on the game, you are planning stories based on the game, you are planning all kinds of things, graphics, social, and boom, everything changes.
Yeah. As you said, it's just basically scrap everything that you were planning. But it's big news. Look, Nathan, if you are talking about the Germany game yesterday in particular, it just, for me, just shows how far or how low the Black Stars have sunk.
Yeah.
Because if you watch that game, let's say if you take this game in isolation and you push it, let's say 10 years back, people would have been pissed. It was a very poor performance.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you play a 5-back with 4 in front of them. So basically 9 men behind the ball and still concede the chances that the Black Stars were conceding for fun. The thing is, Germany were wasteful. We were lucky they didn't score, or they scored just 2 out of their 6 big chances created in a single game, which is just a bit too much. If you go through the stats and you look at it, you would think that the Black Stars were open in terms of their approach, or they tried to match the Germans.
Yeah.
But to watch the game and realize that it was a 5-back, 4 in front of them, 1 at top, who was basically isolated and they were hoofing balls to him and he had to do a lot. Then that performance was very poor because the main or the essence of putting 5 at the back, 4 in front of them is to limit the chances that you concede.
Yeah, true.
So if you go ahead to concede 6 big chances and several chances and half chances that the Germans created, then it wasn't the best of performances. Probably the 1 or 2 times that I think we went the Edu Kwabna block shot in the first half and then Isahaku's goal, the only times that the Black Stars created anything meaningful in that game. And for me, I think the only reason why people were not as angry as the Austria one was in terms of the result. But the performance for me was if you are comparing to Austria, obviously it was better, but it's not the sort of performance that gives you confidence going into a World Cup.
Well, I agree with you. I was watching the game and I was really surprised. You know, you made that point that we practically had 9 men behind the ball, but the Germans could cut through us very easily. It was almost as though they were kind of restraining themselves at times from scoring, and then you had some of the poor finishing that they put up, you know, some of the poor decisions that they made. And I found it really interesting. And I noticed that the same old habits from the Austria game were there. We were trying to find Prince Kwabnedu, and I think we found him very often, right? Relatively very often. But nobody backed him up. But of course, that's improved as we went along. But it was just really bad, just watching the performance and seeing how we were struggling. The first 30 minutes, Derek Asakon looked very out of it. It took him a while to get going. And I think that for him, I think the 2 games have told us what we need to know about Asakon. I think he's a better attacking threat than a defender. You get what I mean? He's better going forward than trying to keep tabs on a man. It took Caleb Irinchi a while to get going. It was a very, very bad performance, and we only played well in patches. So I remember there was this 5-minute spell where we got onto the ball and we managed to play from back to front. We did that about 2-3 times in that first half. That was just it. The rest of the game belonged to the Germans. They had the entire midfield on lock. We were struggling to keep them going. And there was a sequence that I found really hilarious. I think somewhere in the first half, we got the ball off them. We were trying to play ourselves out of trouble. The next 2-3 seconds, they had the ball and they were running back at us. It was really, really terrible. And I guess it's a reminder, and you made that point, about how low we've sunk. And the fact that when we face teams that are relatively or even slightly better than us, we seem second best at every turn of the game. They are better tacklers, they retrieve the ball better, they can sustain pressure. And it was terrible, really, really terrible. And I guess the highlight of that first half, I don't know if you saw it, the part where Otto Addo did the sign of the cross.
And that was very early in the game.
That was very early in the game. And it just told me that he must have realized what we were up against. And it was so bad. So bad. From a tactical perspective, we were so poor. Nerve-wise, we were terrible. We just couldn't keep ourselves in the game. And it was in the second half that we improved. and then things got better. We were a bit more cohesive with the breaks.
Yeah.
We made more use of Antoine Semenyo as an outlet, but I don't know. I guess we'll come to the lessons, but you know, the conversation has flipped completely and is now Otto Addo. We'll bring Coach Christopher Nimley in a second, but just okay, you know, maybe I think we should take a break and then we bring Coach in. So you can send in your comments on the YouTube feed, and you know, if you are watching us, share the link so people can enjoy it and join in as well. This is the Jupay Podcast Live. My name is Nathan Kwadano. Cranting is here. We'll bring Coach Christopher Nimley in for a bit. But before we take our break, let me just announce. Remember I said that people could be winning stuff. It is true. On the last episode, we had people winning. Today, I have 3 winners for you from this week. 3 people who have won match tickets to go watch the Black Stars in June and possibly July. So here are their names. Phyllis Ejapong Amofa, who's based in Canada. She has won herself a match ticket to go watch the Black Stars. Second winner, Johnson Ampofo, based in the US, has won himself a match ticket to go watch the Black Stars. And then Douglas Mensah, also based in the United States of America, he has won himself a ticket to go watch the Black Stars do their thing in the middle of the year in the United States and Canada. So congrats to all these winners. Phyllis Ejapong Amofa in Canada, Johnson Ampofo in the US, and Douglas Mensah also in the US. Congrats to them. You've won yourself match tickets. You can win yourself a match ticket as well, especially if you are based in the US, Canada, and the UK. All you need to do is send money via Jupay to Ghana and Nigeria and many other African countries. You can use any of the promo codes, Coach, Nathan, or Fento, and you can get 5% off your first transaction. Send as many times as possible, right? So you can stand the chance of winning a wonderful match ticket to see the Black Stars in the middle of the year. We'll take a very quick break. When we come back, the full band will be here. Coach Christopher Nimley will take his seat, and then we can do a deep dive into the life and times of Otto Addo, especially as relating to his time in charge of the Black Stars. His second stint didn't really end well. He was kicked out. We'll get into how and why it happened, what is the way forward, and what the nation can do in terms of choosing the next head coach of the Black Stars. This is the Jupay Podcast Live. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we have more for you. Don't go anywhere.
Send money home with no headaches, with smiles on the faces of loved ones. It's convenient, fast and easy. Show me Jupay. Jupay has the best rates on market. We help you make the most of your money. Meet a need, send via Jupay. Show me Jupay.
Welcome back to the Jupay Podcast Live. Today we are recording live. We are on YouTube. The link is out there. Share it amongst your friends. Join us. Drop your comments. Would love to hear from you. We want to know what you make of the Black Stars and matters arising. There's only one story in Ghana. It is the exit of Coach Otto Addo from his position as Black Stars head coach after 2 years in charge, I think. Almost 2 years, right?
Yes,
2 years.
March 2024
March 2024
to March 2026, 2 years.
was when he got the job. And in March 2026, he is out of that job. So the guys ahead, Daniel Cranting, you've heard from him. Coach Christopher Nimley, the man of the people.
Aye, oh, ye musufe, eshebo mocho, ubagbe mi, aye, oh, ye musufe, eshebo mocho, ubagbe mi, aokogbe woitai, telemo, keti telemo, kogbe woitai, telemo, oto telemo. Mo bi amegba ona wai.
Oh, Charlie.
I'm a disturb wa de
Look, Minisane.
Keto Kreku. Hey, Look, he's
How?
been. Look, why did he appoint Otto Addo as head coach of the Black Stars?
Why?
Why? Look, the Black Stars is a team that was one kick away from a semi-finals at the World Cup. I've always said, when I said that is the standard of the team, people say I shouldn't say that because we've not done that on a consistent basis. But which African team? Until Morocco did it recently, that was the benchmark of the Black Stars of Ghana. I accept that the Black Stars of Ghana has been on a decline. But like I told you earlier on today, a declining team, the best way to stop that declining trend, in chemistry we say the best way to stop that descending trend is to get a proper coach. When I say a proper coach, is to get a top-notch coach. Not somebody who, after coaching the Black Stars at the World Cup in 2022 in Qatar, when he went back to his permanent position, Dortmund did not see the need to even elevate him and add him to the technical team of the senior team. Rather, they reinstated him as a trainer scout. Didn't that tell Ketokreku and that committee people, those committee, what are their names?
The management
No,
committee.
those who were tasked to set the next coach of the Blacks.
The search committee.
The search committee,
I remember.
they couldn't. Some of us, look, we tried our best to draw the attention. Don't do it. If the man was a good coach. Look, when Milovan came and coached Black Stars in his first spell, nobody knew Milovan. But when he used the Black Stars on the world map, when he left our team, he got a very lucrative job.
Yeah.
Agreed?
He went to Algeria, right?
Yes. I think Qatar or Saudi, one of them, making good and proper money. Otto Addo, from coaching Black Stars at the World Cup in Qatar, we pleaded with Dortmund for them to lend. They lent him to us. So just say, "Omudi free. Go and use him and bring him back." After doing that, Dortmund watched him at the World Cup, and the only conclusion that he has to remain as a trainer scout because he's not good enough. When he went back to Dortmund, they didn't see the need to elevate him. They didn't see the need to promote him. They rather reinstated him as a trainer scout.
Okay.
And when you talk to Ketokreku, he will tell you that he has never seen any, I'm quoting Ketokreku, those are his words when it comes to Otto Addo, that
What
he has
did he say?
never seen a coach so super brilliant than Otto Addo. I said, Jesus Christ, you can make such profound and bold statement about a trainer scout. Somebody who, when you sit back and you watch him play, you cannot.
You just talk. You don't worry.
You cannot sit back. You cannot. Onani, you can't see. Ketokreku, you can't onani. Because of Otto Addo. Look at those we had to bring to make the man perform. I have never seen anywhere in the world that the team performs abysmally. In trying to rectify or fix the problem, you rather sack the assistant coaches. Okay? You sack the assistant coach, you leave the head coach there. Have you seen that before, Nathan Kwao? Granted, where in the world has that happened? Where in the world has that happened?
That like the coach,
Otto Addo couldn't qualify Ghana to the AFCON in trying to fix what the technical problem of the team was at the time. You said his assistant was the problem. You sacked him. Then you added, I was Shefa Nani. I repeat, Nani.
Oh, Nani.
Oh, no one can Nani. Come on, and show now.
How do you know that? Have you seen his medical records?
Oh, no more. I've been saying this for you since the very first day.
You are saying
Nathan,
that.
would you appoint a 78-year-old man?
To do what exactly? It depends.
It depends on what? Look at the money he's taking. Look at the money he's taking. This Black Star job is an active job.
Yeah.
It's a job that is so involving. You saw against Ulster, right? And he was typing. I was when the camera just zoomed on him and brought him forward.
No, but Chris,
didn't you see that?
Chris, but relax. At age 78,
that is
a lot of people have problems.
So what I'm saying is the fact. You have to take him from there. What is he doing there? Then you look. When we talk, they say they are going to take me to court. Take me to court. We are in court.
So matters,
we are battling the matters in court. So what I'm saying is today, every backroom star. Now the government of Ghana, Honorable Kofi Idi Adams, the way I trust him, it's not only Otto Addo. Every Dick, Tom, and Harry in that backroom staff, I'm a fan. I'm a coach.
Including the people they just brought.
Bioko Green, he better go and focus with the Queens. Finish.
Okay.
John Pencil, there's all of them. Yamutu, clear them from there. Because if I'm the new coach, I don't want to work with any breed from the old fashion.
You don't want to work with what?
Any breed that belongs to the group of fellows. I'm a failure.
No, but the point is that, Chris, any new coach who comes, right? Are you saying that he shouldn't even sit down to
if you are worth your sauce and they bring you as a new coach, would you accept to work with any of them?
Most coaches will not.
That is the norm. But some of them are. Who is good? Oh, forget it. Desmond, when we saw him at the 20, didn't you see? He bubbled.
But he's assistant.
But he's the assistant.
He's even more important. You know this for a fact. Carlos Queiroz helped made Alex Ferguson dominate Europe. True or false? I can give you several examples of head coaches who, when the victory comes, they don't take it. They rather attribute the success to the one in charge of their number two. Desmond Ofe, where has he learned history? It's like giving Coach Nimley the job. I'll tell you, no, I want to go to. Me, I'm not greedy. That's why they cannot call people like me. Because me, you know me. If I'm not apt, I say, no, this one they give me, let me learn. Desmond Ofe, where has he coached?
But is he not the under 20? He was coaching under 20.
What was the success rate today?
They won the African Games.
Where we use overage players.
But we can't prove that.
I'm proving that. Why are the group of those players, where are they? If we are a proper footballing nation, a team that won the All-African Games, where are they? You remember during the tournament, I told you people that the players were all overaged. They say, Coach Nimley, you see, for some of us, where we've been trained from, I'm an American trained, I'm Canadian trained, I'm German trained. So when I see things that is not up to the normal norm, I will say it. I can't keep quiet. You know me. Me, for as long as it is the truth, I will say it.
You say it, yeah.
So the fact of the matter is, Desmond Ofe, don't get me wrong, he's a good coach, but he's not up there. He himself, if you remember, I told him, Desmond, don't go to the Black Stars. Stay at the under 20. Look, he and myself, it was a personal conversation. He called me and I told him, look, if you are seeking my opinion on the matter, you were so close to taking Ghana to the under 20. So because you couldn't pass that test, I think you need to learn a bit more at that level. Because in the most important game in that tournament, that was where he was shaking. If we can pull the camera or the video, you see that we considered two goals in the first 10, 15 minutes.
The game against Egypt.
I've been in a point. This is a coach who had stood on the touchline throughout the game. In that particular game, the most important game, when we went 2-0 down in 10, 15 minutes, he just couldn't stand. He went and sat on the bench, and he was doing this. That was the end of our dream. What people are these?
Okay.
You should learn before you take up jobs that are bigger and far demanding than you. Okay? Now let's go and talk about Otto Addo proper.
Okay. So Daniel, let me bring you in. Right?
No money,
don't worry, it picks up.
It is the
sound.
fire that is pushing the team down.
So don't worry.
Okay.
I
just money, I just small. It's a live program, so it's a podcast. Now good.
Don't worry.
Okay.
So Daniel, let's talk about Otto's reign. what do you think led to the exit? I know that his biggest sin really was not making it to the AFCON, but he survived. He got a stay of execution. He survived. What do you think led to that final decision? Is it that the stain of not going to the AFCON never really went away and the friendlies became the excuse to let him go, or there was the realization that, look, it just wasn't going to work?
Let me just start by judging the whole second stint.
Yes.
I think it was worse than the first one. And for me, that's surprising. Because when he came in the first time, it was a very short notice to his first game.
Yeah.
And then from then, what he had to do was basically preparing the team for the World Cup, which was happening in that same year. We went to the World Cup. You could clearly see his inexperience and the fact that he wasn't up there yet. But I chose to look at it in terms of where we were going into the competition and what we came back with. The fact that we went into the last day with a realistic chance of qualifying. And for me, it was his inexperience that let us down. So I felt like when he went away to go and sit for a while, continue his job with Dortmund, and he came back, I thought he was coming back with a better understanding of the team. And with time, he will be able to learn and bring himself up to the desired level. Obviously, not at the level that will be winning AFCONs, but at a much better level where at least we will see clear-cut improvement. But the second stint for me was a disaster. And it started off, the first year was when he failed to qualify for the AFCON.
Yeah.
And that's where for me I thought, and I said it then, I thought it was too bad of an outcome that he couldn't have kept his job. But yet still, and this is where I need us to pay attention, they said that the World Cup qualifier, so the last game of the AFCON qualifier was in November.
Yes.
Against Niger at home. They said that the next game, which was a World Cup qualifier in March against Chad at home, was too close that they couldn't find a head coach to come and prepare us because the World Cup qualifiers were so crucial. So they will keep the one who had already started. Yeah. We said, okay. Then he went on to qualify for the World Cup. Now, after the last World Cup qualifier, the one at home against Comoros,
That's right.
I was on a show with the GFA team manager, Aminu Shadu.
Yeah.
And I said that if you look at Otto's progression,
yes,
his growth wasn't accelerating quick enough for anybody who is even on his side to say that he will be ready to take us to the World Cup. So I thought it was smart to let him go then. Straight after the Comoros game, let him go. Because at that time, they had already announced the Japan and Korea games. We knew that in March we were going to get friendlies. So then I was thinking that if you let him go then, the new head coach will come and get at least 4 high-profile friendly matches to prepare the team.
2 games against the Asian teams,
and
2
then
against the
European teams. But that didn't happen. He went to Japan, Korea, lost both games without scoring a single goal. The excuse was the big boys were not around. So, and I thought that was a silly excuse because you are preparing for a World Cup. You are not going to an AFCON. So even the fact that as head coach, he couldn't put his foot down and make sure that his big boys were in camp, for me, that was even against him. But then again, you give him benefit of the doubt. And then the Austria game comes, we lose 5-1. And the Germany game comes, we lose 2-1. Now, this is, when we started, I said I was pissed. Now, this is why I'm pissed. It is, and I'm not going to mince words, this is probably the most foolish footballing decision I've ever seen. Because what they've done is essentially wipe out all the preparation that we did. So it is as if the Black Stars have not prepared for this World Cup at all.
At all.
You are going to face teams who have been with so Tuchel has been with the English team for about 18 months now.
Yeah.
Croatia have been with their coach for years. The Panama coach has been there since 2020.
Yes.
And he has shown steady improvement. The Qatar World Cup, they missed out on the last day of qualifying. They failed to get the result. They stuck with him. He qualified to the Gold Cup. They went far in the Gold Cup. Then he qualified them to the World Cup this time around.
Yeah.
So if you look at the progression of the Panama team, they are getting better and better. And you are now going into a competition with a coach I don't know, and they also don't know. We still don't know who is going to coach the team. Now, even more telling is that, and I tweeted this today, and I need us to understand the magnitude of the foolishness. The foolishness. The next Black Stars head coach, his first assignment will be to name a squad, not for a friendly game, but for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Because the deadline is on May 30th.
Yes. Yep.
Our next friendly game is June 2nd. The Mexico game is outside the window. And as the GFA has said, it's French players and they put under 23 and Ghana Premier League players. We know those guys are not going to the World Cup. So the next pre-World Cup friendly proper is on June 2nd.
Against Wales.
And that game, the squad or the team that will play that game
are the guys game under the new coach.
And those are the guys going to the World Cup. You can't make any changes unless there's an injury. So my question now is, on what basis is the new head coach going to select his team? He hasn't met the players before. He doesn't. How is he going to plan against this opposition, this Panama, Croatia, England? How is he going to plan? What conversations is he going to have with the players? When is he going to be able to test out methods before the World Cup? And the thing is, once he names the squad and somebody comes and the person doesn't do well in the Wales game, there's nothing he can do about it. It's done. Once that squad is named, it's done. So we have made rubbish of the entire qualification, the entire friendly,
Japan,
all the friendly,
Korea, everything.
All of it is useless. We might as well not even have gone for those games because at the end of the day, you've delayed a decision that was inevitable. Wow. And for me, look, I understand why people are celebrating, but we need to understand. Look, we love Ghana more than we dislike Otto. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
Anybody who is happy that Otto has been sacked, you are happy because you love the Black Stars. And if you love the Black Stars and you are looking at the future of the Black Stars, Otto is gone doesn't mean that the World Cup is not coming. Otto is gone doesn't mean that England and Croatia and Panama have stopped analyzing us and reading us. And
it doesn't mean that the FIFA will give us a break. No, we'll still have to play.
We still have to go.
Yeah.
And for me, look, the next appointment, the reason why I'm extra angry is that the people going to appoint the next coach have over the last 7 years shown us that they don't have a clue when it comes to picking a manager who fits this team. In their very DNA document, they say that they wanted somebody who was proactive, somebody whose ideals fit with the style of their DNA, this attacking, free-flowing football. When Otto came in his first press conference, he was asked what style of play. He said he will not be able to guarantee results, but what he will be able to guarantee is that we'll be happy when we watch the team. His last press conference before the Germany game, when they asked him his style of play, what did he say? That's when he gave the fufu spoon analogy. So what happened? Like, is it that when he was going for his interview, he went to lie to the GFA people or what? Because
we were told he gave
the best presentation. And you see, this is the highest level of football. And for me, and coach knows, I'm not. Even if the next coach of the Black Stars comes, and I don't necessarily agree, I will say I don't agree. But from the time he starts coaching, I'll support him.
Yeah.
But I really don't get how. Right now, it's reached a point where I think God will not be angry with me if I'm proud. Because I think I know better than them at this point. No, I'm telling you the truth.
No. What did you just say?
You'll not be angry with me.
People, but for the fact that they are there, it doesn't make them more intelligent than any of us here. I would have sacked him long ago.
No, because Nathan, look.
And I would have made benefit of all these friendly games.
Yeah. Let me just,
I would have sacked him long ago.
The last point, then you bring coaching. Again, I just want us to understand, though.
What?
When Otto was coming in, he was coming in on the back of our worst ever AFCON appearance.
Yes.
Which was a group stage exit. So that was the second straight group stage exit.
And
the first one was in Cameroon.
A single game in two AFCONs.
Then, and in fact, after that, this is why the thing vexed me. Because after that exit, on our show, I did a breakdown. And funny enough, it went so far, when they did the hiring committee,
Yes.
2 members of the hiring committee sent me my video.
Yeah.
That they have watched it and they will take it into consideration
Okay.
when they are picking the new
Next
head
Black
coach.
Stars coach.
And the thing I hammered on then was, you have a large pool of players who are very offensive-minded. So if you look at how they play their football, their numbers from their clubs, this is probably the most productive Black Stars attack we've had in a very long time. In terms of the numbers that they are churning
those
out.
involved in goal scoring and all
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
They're very productive. And I was saying that the best way to get the best out of this team is to get a manager who also aligns with that sort of thinking. And the good thing is that when you read the DNA, they claim that that is what they want. So you need to get a manager who fits that profile.
Yeah.
And they said, fine. And I'm saying that Otto comes and he tells us in his first press conference that when we watch the team, we'll be happy. That he can't guarantee results, but when we watch the team, we'll be happy. If you think I'm lying, the videos are on the FA YouTube. You can Google YouTube, simple, Otto's first press conference. It was there. It was one of the third or fourth question he answered. Then his last press conference, he's telling us that essentially, boldly, he's pragmatic, reactive, and he doesn't have a philosophy. And it is based on what the opposition is.
Jesus
and
Christ.
even that with your prior knowledge of the opposition, you still go and lose. Japan, no contest. Korea, I'll cut them some slack. They were much better. Austria, no contest.
No contest.
Germany, no contest. So if your philosophy is to look at somebody and map out a counter,
Then
what have you been doing?
Then how come you are not providing credible opposition?
Yeah.
Because if you say that you look at them to prepare, and in all these games, we lost each one
badly
And-
no
And
contest.
this is
Then what are you
another
doing?
reason why it's an indictment on not only him, but the entire backroom staff.
Okay, Chris, before that, you were talking about the timing. So let me ask you this. What do you think would have been the most ideal way to handle this?
I would have
Because
sacked
all of us agree around this table that Otto shouldn't be there.
Yeah, I would have sacked him once he failed to qualify for the AFCON.
So that was the opportunity we missed.
You know my stand on the matter. That was the godly opportunity. That was the godly opportunity. Now, once we didn't do that, you remember, and he got us to qualify for the AFCON, for the World Cup.
Yeah.
And then people started, I said, no, don't do that. He has not done anything extraordinary. You remember when I said, if you give me the Black Stars and I have to play Central African Republic, I will qualify the team. Nathan, I said this with all humility. I would have qualified the team. Any coach in Ghana here would have qualified that team. But what were you expected to do? If you're playing against Chad and those people, Black Stars, what are you expected to do? You're expected to qualify.
Qualify, yeah.
So once he qualified, for me, I looked at the games we played, the type of football we're playing, how we're grounding some of the results, and the fact that anytime we met any team that would test us a bit, we tend to struggle. You remember that child, they got only 1 point in the group.
Yeah, and that point came from us.
That was the icing on the cake. These guys, they don't know how to play football. Everybody took a maximum 6 points from Child. We were the only team that took 4 points from them. That, in my view, was the icing on the cake. So that convinced some people like me that said that, look, against a quality opposition, there's no way this guy is winning any game. He's going to make our players, look, the Black Stars are playing and we are so scared because we've been made so rigid. Stay there, don't do this. Stay there, don't do this. Let it go, bim. Let it go, bum. Stay there, don't do this. Partey picks up the ball and everybody is around him. He does this, there's nobody there. So he's forced to play. So when the counter press of the opposition is solid, they just get within the crowd, then they take the ball. We saw that in the Austrian game.
Yep.
Most of the time, anytime our players picked up the ball, we were too crowded.
Yeah.
And therefore, there was no opportunity to do this.
Yeah.
And therefore, the moment they count, Ralph Rangnick and his counter pressing, the moment they counter press, they win the ball off, and then we are struggling. After the Austrian game, I made some calls to some big men in this country, and I said, hey, I've not coached at this level before. But when I saw Jordan Ayew taking the free kick from our half, I said, Jesus Christ. It's like Hurricane being told by Thomas Tuchel that England gets a free kick in the half of England. Hurricane, Jordan is the most prolific scorer in our team. The qualifiers showed that.
Yeah.
Why was he
How
taking...
many goals? About 8 goals, I think? 7 goals.
Why was he taking free kicks from inside our half?
Yeah,
Have you seen that before?
No.
Then, there is a goal kick in our favor. And then Sibo is in the 6-yard box together with Lawrence Atizigi. He's the worst progressor of the ball in our team.
Who Kwesi Sibo?
Yes. He cannot progress the ball. He cannot travel with the ball for even 5 yards. Then he's the one given the opportunity to pass the ball from the back.
Kick it long.
And I was asking myself, Otto Addo and
everybody knows that those things, for example, things like that, build up and things, they are all tactical things.
Tactical.
So that is from Otto Addo's handbook.
And when you do that, look at what the Austrian did. They just set the trap, and then when we do 1-2, then they step in, they take the ball. When we go long two, we are outnumbered in the middle of the park. And they pick up the ball, and then they are coming back at us.
And even when
Even
when Ati
decide to go
long and finds Prince Kwabnedu, it is 3-on-1.
Because once you withdraw Sibo, Pate will have to come. Jordan, who was playing behind the number 10, will also have to come.
Yeah.
So the young man is all alone by himself
Yeah.
against Danso and those guys.
Yeah.
The young man too, highly inexperienced. He's doing all his energy, but technically he's not up there yet. He has a lot of learning to do. Potential-wise, he could become very good. Because you remember, on all the 2 occasions, all he needed to do was to do this. He has his hand on his body. And he's running. So the moment Danso does this, he's off balance, and people are crying for penalty. So no, Andre, Rami, Dede, Morgan, Ayew would have done that. With all his experience, he would have done this. So to get to him, you need to deal with his arm. So that he's going to be pulling. So it's an obvious red card. Advantage the Black Stars. Do you know what? These are things coaches would have taught. The moment it happened the first time, I would have called him, come. Because the trap was there. We had that 3 different times. On all occasions, the young man had his hand on him. Otto Addo didn't see that. In Ghana, we say, because Danso is coming from your back. Yeah. So when you do this, he's behind you.
Yeah.
You are in total control. Any attempt is a penalty. You just bring the ball to your favorite foot and plant the ball in the back of them. That is coaching. The moment I didn't see that, and do you know something again? In that second half against Austria, Isayako picks up the ball. He runs, then boom! Then Otto Addo is standing there. You can't tell him and put sense in his head. Yesterday, you saw Atakon. You saw the sense. Once he got the ball, he knew from that angle it is practically impossible to score.
So you have to
Isayaku, he got the ball there. Instead of him to pass Jordan and he boom. What sort of, you come and sit down, Dwala. You come and sit down straight. Dwala. At this level, what made Messi? You see, you think Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, they just want to score for the sake of it. But they understand that when there's a player better positioned than you it's a team sport.
Yes.
When you win and there's the winning borders to be collected, everybody will collect. Why do you behave like that? All that is on to the coaching. Look, DK makes a super point. And for me, I blame the Ghana Football Association. Otto Addo should have been sacked long ago.
Yeah. After the AFCON qualifier.
We should have sacked him. Even after he qualified us to the World Cup, we should have sacked him. I remember, do you know the calls I received? People telling me that I hate him. I said, are you serious?
Oh, yeah. You're not alone. I mean, I got
Is he my family member? When he take the $50,000, does he give me a share?
I got so many people would ask me the same thing.
Do you hate him? I said, why would I
And
hate
then
him?
people would say that, but I mean, does Chris have a problem? And I go like, Chris doesn't have a problem with anybody. He's sharing an
The
opinion.
man is not good. What I see, the way I look at the game is very different.
Yeah.
Nathan, you've been with me for years.
Yes.
I look at the game very different.
Yeah, of course.
When he's good, I'll tell Menele is top notch. Okay? The people will come in and say, do I hate the man? Do I know what I'm doing? I said, Jesus Christ, it's about Ghana. If my wife is incompetent, she step out. She's not given the chance to coach the team. So the point I was making is that I have not seen him coach the team in a progressive manner.
Yeah.
He sets up the team, and all our influencer players are all made redundant, completely ineffective.
Yeah.
We can't pass the ball into space. Look, let me tell you something. I was talking to a player within the Makelesium group, and they told me that during their time, they had good coaches, but there were games they decided to coach themselves on the pitch.
Okay.
Because they understood the ability and limitations of each and everybody. So your limitation, I will help you maximize.
Yeah.
My limitation, you will help me maximize.
And basically, that's what a good coaching plan is.
Yes.
All good coaching
To
plans
reduce the problem within the
should
sector.
hide your team's
Team.
weakness.
Exactly.
And amplify your team's strengths.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You understand? And he said, the person told me that, Coach, when I look at these Black Stars, the players are not well experienced enough because they've not gone through the ranks.
Very true.
That Makelesian group, they played under 17.
Yeah.
They played under 20.
Yeah,
Some even played under 23.
Some were even club mates.
Mates.
And today I was explaining that point
Yes.
to somebody.
Some were even club mates. Nathan Kwao.
So Essien, Muntari,
They were
Derek
club-
Boateng,
at Liberty
Liberty
Professionals.
Professionals players.
Even John
John
Pencil
Pencil was part. Kodwa Samoa
So
was
they
a Liberty player.
understood what they were doing on the pitch. We don't have this. So because we don't have that level of understanding with this group, the coaching should have never been compromised. It should have been a top-notch
Coaching
coach.
had to be very
a
good.
coach, even when he's sitting there, just a glance at Isayaku, he gets the message. All of us here have been supporting Manchester United for years. How many times did Fergie stand on the touchline? He rarely did that. Just an eye. You know that the message is very clear. This current group of players, that is the coach they need. Not a coach that will put fear in them. A coach that will love them and define clear-cut roles for each and every one of them. But if you decide to step out of your boundary, immediately you are brought back to order. And you stay in the holistic interest of the team. What hurts me is what DK has just outlined. The fact that the level of foolishness exhibited by the decision makers from the FA on more or less rendering everything we have done so foolish and useless. This man should have been gone long ago.
Yeah.
Right now,
Yeah.
we are expecting the next Black Star coach to name
A World Cup
a
squad.
World Cup squad.
Without having coached the team,
Team before.
during qualifiers.
So what is he going to do? He's going to call for all the clips and begin to watch one by one. Some core players will be in the team. I sit here and I say, oh Lord God, let Kudus quickly regain fitness. Let him play at least in the last 5 games of Spurs. And let him take good care of himself. Rest. If anybody's closer to that young man, they should tell him that when he comes, he plays football, he goes to the gym, he comes and eat and rest. That is the way he has to behave. Okay? So the core players, that Villarreal manager, he should be told, but they should go and tell him that give me some enough playing time. I've got the World Cup to play for my country. Players do work to their managers and have these discussions with them. Have this discussion with them. We need that. We need such discussions to be held. Okay? So apart from the core 12 or 13 players, some of the boys, look, the defender, is it the Pep? No, the one who got injured yesterday. Oh my goodness. He's a solid defender.
Yeah. I mean, if you, I remember,
He's solid.
you know, I remember when he joined Nice, it took him quite a while to get
he's
going
solid.
at Nice, but now he's
got
played
proper
almost
he's
30
got
games this
proper
season.
recovery. Now what?
for Nice.
His decision on the ball is strong. He drives the ball forward. Yeah. Yesterday you saw Lucasin. He's extremely very, very slow and bad. What is he doing? And then I saw on social media somebody, I said, look at these people. Who are you fooling? What accolades are you giving to Lucasin? When you saw him come onto the pitch, you see the way he was bouncing like Mickey Mouse. Dun, 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 dun. I said, many defender, many left way G. Many left way G. If you put it, you take another 68 yellow card. Simple. We are on 67.
Yesterday he almost took
Yesterday he almost got a 68.
You see the German small boy.
Yeah.
He collected just dribble. I said, look at this Lucas. With the little water. You understand? You understand? We need to get a coach that will just look. Avram Grant, hey, Otto Addo, stubborn. He doesn't listen to anybody.
Yeah. So I've heard.
Look, Avram Grant, when he came, you remember?
Yeah, tried
his very first game was a back three in the AFCON. That was 3 weeks. Avram Grant was in a similar position. When he came, he had no game to play with the Black Stars, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So he named the Black Stars squad and took them to the AFCON. But because he was that experienced, tried, tested, and proven record, if you talk to the Black Stars players who played under him, they said, you know what he did? He called each and every one of them one by one and gave them specific, clear instructions. We don't have time to practice a lot of these things. But this is your role. Do this, do this. And then he said, we'll go with the back three. The players didn't argue. But once the back three didn't work, I am told, it took the baby jet, who was the captain at the time, Andre and Wakaso. They went to Avram Grant in a very humble manner and pleaded with him that we trust your method, but the back three will just not work for us. Can you bring us back to our favorite back four? Since we don't have enough time to practice the off and on the ball movement within the back three, which is very complicated, bring us back to our favorite back four and we will do the job for you. Just coach us. Avram Grant reverted. Where did we end up?
Made the final.
We should have won that tournament. I am putting on record that Otto Addo has been spoken to several times by some of the key players in this team. Yeah. The back three is too demanding and we don't have the attribute within the playing body to play the back three. But still, he will not change.
I'm even told that a member of the technical team spoke to him about changing the team shape. I thought there was a particular game where we played the 2-10s, right? Where we had Niama and Semenyo good against Chad. And then the team won 5-1.
Yes.
And then the next game,
we went
back. And then when this technical team person was saying that, listen, we tried something different. He says, no, wait, it's my team.
Yes.
So I will coach the team the way I want.
He will listen to anybody. Yeah. He will listen to anybody. And Katokreko, tin, 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 tin. Look at where he's gotten us. Look. For me, Nathan Kwao, it's unfortunate, but we can still get something to work.
Sure.
I believe that. Go and get a coach that will just walk into that dressing room who's got a proven, tried-tested method and assign basic, clear-cut responsibility. A coach that will see the need to liberate our most important players. A coach that will not play Kalem Yirenchi at right back. So he brought the boy from Togo, the one we were fighting with Togo, and didn't
even give him minutes.
Knowing very well that these 2 games were your last most important games. He came to the press conference and he said, Kalem Yirenchi is the solution to that right back. And you are making the boy look bad.
Yeah.
You are making him look bad. And you have been prompted. You have been told. You won't budge. You won't agree. Bring a new coach. I agree. The controller legs is gone. Pate's legs are gone. But Pate can be an integral member of the success of this team.
Yeah.
If we have the right players surrounding him.
For such players, at this stage of their careers, it's more of their brain than their legs.
You cannot put him in the midfield too. It has to be a midfield three.
Yeah.
To bring the best out of him. Where the two guys are a bit youthful and bit of a workaholic energy wise, they'll bend the energy. And then he uses calmness and his intelligence and experience and pick the pass to our forward players. Otto Addo never played to the strength of this team. What is the strength of this Black Stars team? It's our wide men.
Yeah. This team is
The moment
designed.
anytime he goes back 3, back 5, he takes 2 of our wide men, 2 of our most important weapons away.
And in the Daniel, I was making this point in the Germany game, right? You notice in the second half when somehow we kind of, I don't know whether we stumbled or whether it was by accident or by design, when we started to now play on the break and we could see the use of Antoine Semenyo and Derek Arthur-Con.
Imagine we had Kamadi. Imagine we had Kamadi. He was there on the bench.
Screaming for him to come on.
I was asking myself, Otto Addo, Eleni lo. Eleni. Because you can clearly see the way you've set up your team. And Jordan needs to be spoken to. Charlie, your legs are gone. Receive, pass, and move. If you are skillful, go to the final attacking third of the opponent. Go and do your dribbling there. You saw that counter attack. Just put the ball in front of Semenyo. It's a 1v1. Semenyo, that Bayern Munich defender, he can run. He can run. Semenyo will just take him on. He's going to face the goalkeeper. Rather, Jordan picks the ball, dribble, and turn back to face our goal and gave the ball to Jiku. Hey!
You didn't hear Otto.
What did he say?
He said it was instruction that when he gets the ball, he should hold on to it and allow players to join the guys in the field.
So when we had a player 1v1, he should hold on to it.
But the point is that there were times where players had made the run.
So give it to them and go and
Jordan
support.
did.
No, he was playing to instruction.
Those are very poor instructions.
It's good. Look, it's good we fired him.
We'll be wrapping it up in a bit, but Daniel, let me ask you. So now we are here. We are going to employ a coach who now almost has to grope in the dark, if you like, feel his way and all of that. Are we making a good decision where the coach's first assignment is a World Cup? I remember 4 years ago, I had problems with Otto's first big assignment being the World Cup. 4 years on, we've repeated the trick.
Yeah, just shows you how unserious we are. And at this point, look, Nathan, it's very difficult. If they ask you who should coach the Black, I don't know. I've
heard all kinds of names.
Look,
Tom saying Feeds, Walid.
I know we shouldn't go for him.
Okay. Why?
But we've spoken. His style is not. He's anti-football, as they call it. His best results is what he did with the Gambian national team, and that was park the bus, use their technical quality, get one goal, defend. That is this current Black Star. If we're going for St. Fidel, we should have kept Otto Addo. And when Otto Addo met him, he beat him. And Tom didn't pose any threat to Otto Addo. That Mali-Ghana game, they didn't do anything. Very boring. They didn't do anything. If that was his audition for the Black Stars,
then it wasn't a good audition.
So for him, I know that you shouldn't.
So the St. Feed, I've heard Elvin Rena, I've heard Walid Graggy, I've heard Mark Bray, ex-Cameroon.
Look, the thing is,
or it's not a contest of names now, it's the contest of ideas.
It's not even ideas. So. And now, the thing is, you are hiring based on what, because when he comes, the first game is the Wales game.
Yeah.
After that, World Cup. True. So, Charlie, we've messed up big time. We've messed up big time. We can celebrate that Otto is gone, but at this point, nobody can tell me that the next, even if it's Pep Guardiola safe, you can't tell me that bang gone for these 3 group games. It is a good decision because we don't know what to expect. We have absolutely no idea what to expect. So for me, I think the smartest thing to do right now is to go with somebody who has been here before.
Okay.
Me, the Kwesi Appiah thing that I'm seeing at this point, I'll take it like that.
Okay.
Because at least he's familiar with this team. He's faced this team but twice in the past year. So he will have some notes on the Ghana players. And again, familiarity. he's been here before. This is not his experience. He's coached at the World Cup. He's coached at AFCONs. So it's not like he's my ideal choice. But for the situation that we find ourselves in, I think it's a wild risk to go and pay money for some Walid or something for this World Cup because try that thing to backfire. They don't know this Black Stars team. They don't know the players. They will need time to.
So you'd rather go with the safe option?
I'd rather go for the safe option.
So Kwesi Appiah just for the World Cup?
Take Kwesi Appiah for the World Cup.
And then after that
we open it up and go and find
Chris,
somebody else.
What will be your way forward?
You see, Keto Kreku cannot work with Kwesi Appiah. So that's why I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
Because
Did
we
he
don't
not
know.
get rid of Kwesi Appiah
Yeah,
the
he
second
sacked
time?
him.
Yeah.
Because he sacked
He
him.
didn't renew the contract.
He didn't renew.
He
Okay, so he decided not to keep him.
Otto Zuku Nepo, he renewed his contract.
No, Otto's contract wasn't renewed. Otto was brought back.
And Zuku need the Kaleba. So the point I'm making is he cannot work with Kwesi Appiah.
So that rules out.
That rules out Kwesi Appiah. But I would have, if we want anybody Ghanaian, there's no other coach than Kwesi Appiah.
Okay.
If we can do that, fine. Because like DK has just said, Kwesi knows this team. And when he walks into the dressing room, some of the players will now feel at home and they will calm down. When Kwesi speaks, they will listen. Ked cannot influence Kwesi. So any player who is not good enough, Kwesi will sack from the team. Lucas Meke, Konisdorfer Meke, Pfeiffer Meke, Kwesi will sack all of them. I'm a laboratory. They don't know how to play football.
Okay.
I'm a laboratory. So if we don't get Kwesi, it's a difficult one. But if Heavy Rena is available, let's go get him.
And would you get him only for the World Cup? Or in his case, it should be
It depends on
long-term?
the clauses. If he's available, we should give him a 2-3 year contract, targeting the next AFCON.
So if Kwesi Appiah is available, what do we give him? Just for the World Cup?
Kwesi,
Because he's contracted to Sudan.
Yeah, he's also contracted to Sudan. So a very similar thing. Okay? It's very because look, Kwesi is very happy where he is. The people trust him.
Yeah.
They've given him everything he's requested for.
And the money is good
The
too.
money is good. So I doubt whether he will let go of that completely and come and be the head coach of the Black Stars in the long term. If we can get somebody who has a proven record, the Black Stars will not win the World Cup. Yeah. The Black Stars should go to America and we not get embarrassed. And I think if we can step out of the group and give ourselves any chance of making it to after the group, there's a second round.
Round of 32.
Round of 32. If we can get to the quarter, we'll take that. But now get some winning mentality with the team. And then target the next AFCON. The next AFCON is next year.
Yeah, 2027.
Yes. So we can get a coach that will play the World Cup. Come and play the AFCON qualifiers.
So like what? The World Cup is his introduction to the team.
Yes, but we should not put too much pressure on him.
Okay.
Because if, like Kwesi Appiah did to Avrangan, look at the pedigree. He said, go and do well. Go to the tournament and go and do well.
Okay.
Make yourself proud and let some come to the country Ghana.
Okay.
Maybe such same statement. But normally, if they are not under intense pressure, the coaching will be flexible. Mm-hmm. And then the boys will begin to respond in a positive manner. After all, we are not expected to do that well. But let go from behind the scene. Let's go and see whether we can surprise people. That element is a very good element to play on. Okay? So if we can do that, so be it. So be it. But it's a difficult situation. But again, I don't trust Keto Kreku and Co to get involved in the selection of who they. It is so sad that people that should be technically inclined enough to do that, they are rather messing up. And you're going to compare the government of the day to poke his nose where it shouldn't be because of your own degree of incompetence. But there has to be a coach. The Black Stars coaching job cannot remain in a vacuum. Somebody will have to come and occupy that space and then lead the team.
Okay.
So I just hope that we will look at a coach that will suit the strength of this team.
Yeah.
That is important. Because to do well at the World Cup too, we need a team to play to their strength.
Yeah, that's true.
That is fundamental. Just allow them to play and coach them within their ability. And let's see how that will get us.
All right, let me go through the comments and then we'll wrap it up. This one is from Moses Abochi 8941. He says, I love you guys. Lakadaisical says, when the FA president is the psychologist and team selection manager, what did you expect? And then he says, but did you guys expect the apprentice to beat the master? Rangnick is the boss. Otto is an apprentice, so the boss wins. At original H1QR says, this is a useless decision at the wrong time. OR7VM, watching from Atlanta, Georgia. We are ready for the World Cup. This one says, Fatah Dawda, John Pencil 2 must go.
All of them.
Ama Ando 137 says, Jupay is the best. Thank you so much. Jupay is actually the very, very best. The AFCON and World Cup qualifiers were concurrent. That's why Otto was not sacked. Risky at the time since he was top of the qualifying table.
Nothing risky. I disagree with that texter.
Okay.
The AFCON qualifiers ended in what? I think October, November.
Yeah.
Sack him, the next World Cup was in March.
Okay.
We brought him in less than 2 weeks. He came and coached against Alata. Have you forgotten?
Yeah. At Rabina Zoeldon, or Zoe I, did I get the name right? At Rabina, I think Zoe Aidan, yes. Says, watching live from Wilmington, Delaware. This one says, Otto goeth nowhere, and he did. He goeth nowhere. The team should have been dissolved after the exit of the AFCON. This one says, interesting conversation. Somebody says, give us Regragi. Somebody says, I love Coach Nimley. Thank you so much for all your comments. We are wrapping it up here, but before we leave, remember that the Jupay Podcast Live is proudly brought to you by Jupay, your number one money remittance service. If you are in the US, you are in Canada, you are in the UK, you want to send money to Ghana and Nigeria and other African countries, just use Jupay. The rates are good. Instant receipt. The person will get it in their bank account or their Momo. And the interesting part is that if you use any of the promo codes, so like Nathan, Coach, or Fento, you get a $5 discount. Earlier, I said a 5%. It's a $5 discount. You know, the $5, whatever, it's $5. You get a $5 discount when you send money using Jupay from the US, from Canada, and the UK. Guys, thank you so much, Daniel. It's been a long day for all of us dealing with the Otto story and the fallout and all. Chris, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's been a long day for you too. Long one. And thank you out there for watching. This has been the live running of the Jupay Podcast Live. We'll catch you on the next one sometime in April. Hopefully by then, a new Black Stars coach, either temporary or permanent, would have been named. We'll come back and talk about that coach, what his plans are for the World Cup. Maybe he says some interesting things, or he will say some interesting things when he gets appointed, whenever it is that appointment happens. We'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the rest of your week. And remember to use Jupay to send money from the US, from the UK, and from Canada. My name is Nathan. I did this with Christopher Nimley and Daniel Cranton. We'll catch you on the next one. Have a good night. Stay safe. And catch you later.
Send money home with no headaches. With smiles on the faces of loved ones. It's convenient, fast and easy. Show me Jupay. Jupay has the best rates on market. We help you make the most of your money.